Well, she doesn't need a job now. I mean, she's not supposed to use it for her personal stuff.
Right.
But,
So
come on now.
Why is cost of living a factor then? If
That's almost $400,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a factor because your kids have to have a roof over their head. So I mean, that kind of plays
so it's cost of
into
living
it.
of one person though, not two people. One.
So she's just supposed to let her kids live in the house by themselves?
I mean, that's what the money is there for. It's not for her.
So what you're saying? Let me clear it up, because I think you're saying that she should be getting a job, doing her own thing, using her money for herself, and all that extra money that she's got coming in from Blake. Yeah, she shouldn't touch it.
Yeah, no, it's for the kid. It's for the kid. You know, for the kid's use only.
So you got clothes,
formula, clothes,
milk.
You know, food. You know, and like sports, the necessities.
Now, what if she doesn't have a job? Then what?
Hey, then she need to go get a job. That's not that money's not for her.
I get it. In a perfect world,
it's not.
Yes,
it's not.
But right now, with that kind of salary coming in, she's got 12 annual salaries a year. Like, people go to school, go to trade school to make that in a year, and she's got it in a month coming in.
Right.
I'm saying she has it because I know without a shadow of a doubt she's going to use it.
It should be going to a separate account. I mean, well, she can't even really touch it like that.
See, that's what I got to research.
Limited, like, withdrawal. Just like a
question. Is child support taxable?
No, it's not.
Damn.
So the only money that's taxable is spousal support. So if she was getting spousal support, that is actually a form of income. So that's taxable.
So were they married
both sides of the
or what?
thing.
Were they just dating or some shit?
Oh, I don't know. It does. I didn't read.
Because it sounds to me like they weren't married.
You know, they probably wasn't. I think he probably was a side chick, yo.
They got 2 kids.
So let's talk about this. Since we're on the subject of child support, how do you feel about women that are really spiteful when they don't get their way in the relationship with the man, and then they take it out on them? You know what I'm saying? They could be a great father and be in the child's life, but they take them to court for child support because they, aren't happy with their relationship status.
Just using the kid as a pawn. I had that happen too.
I had that happen.
Yeah, no, the first divorce was like that.
I know not all women do that, but I know a lot of them that do. Like, you don't want to be with me, but you got to take care of your kid, so I'm putting you on child support.
Yeah. The first.
I don't really agree with that.
First baby mom was like that. You know what I'm saying? We came to agreement now. We good now.
How long did that take?
It took me about 5 years, yo.
Jesus Christ.
5
That's
years.
a long time.
But guess what? I always got my way. We wasn't playing that game. I wasn't playing that game, so I always had a good lawyer that always had my best interest involved in hand.
So do they do the custody hearing and the child support separately or together?
It depends. So for my case, we did child support and the child custody together, which state of Florida was the primary jurisdiction, but it was domestic violence that was on her side with the boyfriend. So the Iowa court case took over after the final judgment was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I still won in both cases. So
shout out to your lawyer, for real.
Melissa, she on point.
But anyway, so
Melissa Stockham, make sure you.
I guess we all agreed that that's way too much. Because you didn't really speak on it, Ty. I didn't really get to hear your opinion.
Like, it's hard to say because you could look at it in a lot of different perspectives. You could look at it in our perspective as, the male. And it's just like, they don't need that much money. You know what I mean? You're basically letting them live a 6-figure life just for child support, which is ridiculous.
And it's tax-free.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Damn. They don't got to work no job. It's almost $400,000 a year. That's a lot of money for child support.
That's crazy.
That's more than what the president make.
Probably something.
Damn, that's crazy. Hold on, let's do
I
this
don't really
math.
know
How much was it a month? I'm about to do the math real quick. So we got 32,000 times 12.
Shit, the Secretary of State
that's $384,000 a year, and the president makes what, 400,000?
Yeah, I was just about to say the Secretary of State only makes like 21,000 or something like that.
She's making a pretty penny. That's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Anyway, Queen J, you didn't really say anything on this topic.
I don't think she's been in this situation before, though.
I mean, neither have I. But this makes me not want to have kids ever.
I mean, I think it's too much, but at the same time,
I want to hear
they are already accustomed to a certain life, meaning them as in like Blake Griffin and, whoever he's dealing with. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense for her to get what she's getting so she can continue living the life or continue giving her kids the life that they've been living for however long been alive, however old they are. But it's a different story if it was like, if she didn't, like, if they weren't living in those conditions, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, what if he wasn't giving her anything?
So my thing is, that's what spousal support is for. That's the definition of spousal support.
But she's not a spouse.
Right. That's the definition of spousal support. That's the reason why they have that.
So then none of that matters.
So it doesn't matter.
So?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
But that is their children. So at the end of the day, they still.
It's there. It's there.
No matter what.
Not
What do you mean?
hers.
I just want to hear you elaborate a little bit more. Like
I
just
wanna
to.
hear-
That's the point of spousal support. It's not
Like-
about
Because you
that.
said the
Because
custom
either way-
live
either
the
way-
life that they was living
Hold
at
on.
that point.
Let her-
Either way, she's still gonna use that money to pay for the house. Like, period.
No. What he's saying is, if she's not a spouse, she doesn't deserve anything. At all.
So what is she supposed to get for the kids though?
He
The kids
can do his
the
part.
kids. That's the point of
Okay,
child
so
support.
that's
Kid.
the point
It's not two
of her
people.
getting $32,000 so she could pay for the house and stuff, keeping them accustomed to the life that they've been living. Do you get what I'm saying?
Not two people. It's just one person. It should be one person. It's just for the child, what the child necessity is for.
Live in the house with those children. That is what I'm saying. So she still has to pay whatever house she's living in right now.
Yeah,
she still has to
that's
pay
what
for
a
that.
job is for.
Okay, that's what child support is for. So
No, child
she keep
support
a
is
roof
for a
over her
child.
child's head.
Child support is for a child.
Please
Child
speak.
support
Yeah.
is for the child.
She
Not-
can't use it for her own
Please
personal use.
tell me you've looked up the legalities behind child
That's
support.
that's what spousal support is for. Is to pay for the life that you was accustomed to while you was married.
Child support separate is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And spousal support is tax. That's the reason why, because it's an income. It's a form of income that the person is giving to you. So both people have to get taxed on it. So if I was paying you spousal support, I get a tax break, but you have to pay taxes on the money that I give to you to make sure you stayed accustomed
That's
to
only
life.
fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's only for 3 years after you get divorced.
That's
I'm not saying her whole life. I'm just talking about the house.
Yeah, what the house has to do with it. The child
The
didn't buy
child support
the
shouldn't be
house.
supporting the house, though.
Yeah.
it doesn't.
The child support supports the child, not the house.
I mean, isn't that a part of supporting the child?
No.
If they
No.
don't have a
No,
roof to
no,
live in-
that is not on his responsibility.
Yeah, he didn't pay
to
for the
make sure
house.
that the children are living in a luscious house. He's
I'm
paying
not
for.
saying a luscious
He's
house.
he's
I'm just
he's.
saying a house.
Yeah, but the child didn't pay
But
for the
that
house.
much?
Yeah, the child didn't
That
buy the
damn
house.
much?
The child didn't buy the house, so it's not his responsibility. It's really not.
All I'm
The,
saying
the,
is
the
yo,
parent
yo,
the
yo.
parent the
It's
parent
yeah,
that
parents is
assumes
responsible
custody
for
of
the
the
house.
child is the one that should be taking care of the shelter for the child.
Exactly.
Yo,
Exactly.
serious question though.
That's why I'm
Serious
getting at.
question.
What's up?
How did Blake Griffin lose custody?
He never lost custody. You don't lose custody unless you do something bad to the kid.
Why? How come? I mean, he's got the best way of life.
It's a thing called primary custody and secondary
He
custody.
probably just agreed
Right.
to it.
So just because he's paying child support, right, doesn't mean he lose joint custody. It's no such thing as losing joint custody unless you actually commit a form of abuse to the kid. It's primary custody, primary child care, and then a secondary. So if he's not in the home, he's considered a secondary child care giver. So you never lose custody at all.
I see.
Which that's a myth that people say all the time. Oh, I got joint custody now. He has to pay child support. That's inaccurate.
Yeah.
It's definitely inaccurate. You never lose custody of your kid.
We
It's just a primary and a
I want to
secondary.
pull up what child support is supposed to cover, because then there may be people that think the way you do and say, well, child support is supposed to cover him living here, he or she living here, and then
It
other
does
people may
change
say
from
no.
state to state.
That's what
Right.
I'm
It
saying.
changes
It's
from state to
different.
state.
So now I'm curious. I don't even know what state they're in, but anyway, child support can be pretty ugly. Even having a conversation about it is even worse. I can see. But we're gonna talk about some better things. We're gonna lighten it up. Shout out to LeBron James for opening the I Promise Academy.
Oh yeah.
Do you have that
Yeah,
picture on
that's-
Instagram, by the way?
Yeah,
The
that's
one that
pretty good.
lists
Free
everything?
tu-
That's
free
beast, bro. I like that.
tuition.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
free. You get free child or
For
free
everybody
transportation.
that
Yeah.
dropped him in Akron.
Yeah.
Right. That is.
And they got placement for the parents and stuff like that, for job placements for them and all that good stuff.
It's crazy.
That's big stuff for
I
them.
just hope people don't take advantage in a bad way. I hope they don't abuse it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they will. I
I
think they
hope
probably. I think pretty
I
sure
just
he
hope-
has
You
a
can hope
streak.
not, but I mean, let's be.
It's always
Somebody's going
it's-
to.
It's
It's,
always
you know-
loopholes to everything. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's always a gray area.
yeah, because everything's worded broad. It's very broad. It's never anything that's really strictly.
I'm trying to pull up this picture so I can see everything that it lists. Okay, so it says you get free tuition, free uniforms, free bicycle and helmet, free transportation within 2 miles of the school, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks, food pantry for families, GED and job placement services for parents, and guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student who graduates. That's fire.
Yeah.
That is probably the best curriculum, the best financially supported school ever in the history of any kind of, like, I think it's 1st through 8th.
Yeah.
1st through 8th.
Yeah, it's his first. Yeah.
That's tight.
That is crazy.
And then he's gonna add on like grades.
That's gonna do something crazy for
coming
Akron.
years.
I think people are gonna move.
He's gonna do
to
something
Ohio.
crazy for the whole world. But I mean, you know, America,
Yo,
public
he
schooling in
set
America.
the bar high.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Akon is doing the same thing. Too.
And
He's
people still
he's
wearing
building-
Jordans.
Akon's
Get you
building
some
his own
LeBrons.
city.
I seen that. A-Coin.
Yeah, Akon is he building his own city. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
You talking about in Africa?
No, it's here, somewhere here.
Where?
He's gonna
is
build
it?
the city where?
Nah, I think it is in Africa.
It has to be in
I
Africa.
think so.
That's he has a kind of, what is it? A
His roots are
politician
yeah.
part or something like that.
He's been
in
doing
Africa.
things out
He's
there.
he's like a
it was
really
like
big
Wyclef
activist.
when he was going for president for what? For Haiti?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually just watching a video about that, and he was talking about how everybody believes that Africa is this just wildlife, lions and shit running around. And I seen different
It's
footage that they showed in that video.
It's more
It's
close
more
to what
advanced.
they put. Yeah, it's more close to what they put on Black Panther. Freaking, they're becoming a lot more advanced than.
I thought
They
that-
were.
I
They
thought
were
that
already
movie was
advanced, but
fake.
just I mean, they was. I mean, people came in and just took and
Yeah.
so.
I'm trying to go to Africa. Like, that changed my whole perspective because they did like a follow around. So he was escorting the cameraman around Africa, and that it looked like a really developed metropolitan like city that was futuristic and everything. I had never seen that ever.
They even got
because
an aquarium hotel, man.
what they
I'm
show
trying
on
to go to
TV
that,
is
though.
so different.
I've been trying to go to Africa my whole life. Bro.
Yeah,
That shit's
I seen
hard.
that aquarium hotel. I'm trying to get in that though. There's only 3 of them in the world,
Only place I got to go was Angola.
like Dubai, Las Vegas, and Africa. Where you can actually stay in an aquarium underwater, on the water.
That's
Hotel.
where is, you said Zangola?
No, Angola.
Angola? Where is
Angola.
that?
That's
I'm not good at
Western.
geography.
That's Western Africa.
How close to the
Like-
Sahara? Is it?
Nah. That's probably one of the more richer countries
said West-
there.
Like Congo?
Yeah,
said-
close to Congo. Close to Congo. They're diamonds.
Yeah.
That's a very rich and lush area. That's,
It's
they
crazy,
speak
though.
Portuguese, so in certain
Yeah. I was
parts.
about to say like.
That's what's crazy. Is
Which what's it? They found diamonds in Brazil that matches the exact same ones from Africa, which is crazy. Like the same diamond field, like it was actually connected at one point. They were saying because their diamonds are so similar.
that whole what was it called? Pangea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're talking about.
You know how many people? Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say anything. A lot of people don't know what Pangea is or where it originated, or a lot of people have religions that don't believe in Pangea. That was a big discussion. Like, I think it was a couple months ago. We were having it in the States, not in the States. We were in support, and we were talking about the way the world was structured, and I think we started getting into if humans were or they evolutionized from monkeys and all this other crazy talk, and some people just never heard of Pangea before.
It
And I
makes
thought was
sense. It's like a puzzle, man.
how else would we all get here before boats were invented and things like that? You know, it kind of makes sense.
It does.
But that's a whole nother topic. There's been a lot of new music that came out this week. I don't know what you want to speak on because
Yo, my girl came out with her freaking EP. What's her name? Her.
throw the plug. Yo, that album was good.
It's short.
The
It's
first
too
song
short
that you
though. It's
hear,
such a tease.
it has a what is it called? It's a Lauryn Hill reference in the beginning, or a sample, matter of
Oh
fact,
yeah,
from Lost Ones.
Lost Ones. Yeah,
Yeah, I was hooked in
Lost
as soon
Souls?
as that came on. Yeah.
that one's good. That one's good. I like that one a lot.
Who else came out this week? Travis Scott came out. YG's album came out. Stay Dangerous. That album is
heard
really
that's
good.
good.
It is. It is good. I played it like cover to cover.
Alright.
No skips.
What?
No skips. And
I
I
forgot
didn't
that.
really listen to YG like that until I'd say like a couple weeks ago. I started giving him more listens. I started giving Dave East some more listens.
Oh.
My eyes are open now.
Yeah, he just dropped K2. That's right.
Yeah. Astro World, I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
You haven't heard it yet, but he's got a lot of features on the album, and there's not a single person. If you look at this track list right here, you can't see anybody. But he's got Drake on a couple. He's got Ty Dolla $igns in a few, and they're just hidden within the track. But the ones that are starred are definitely amazing. What was I gonna say?
Damn.
So I wanted to talk about luck for a little bit, just because we had an interesting little situation before we came to the radio show. My man Ty here, his battery died like right in the middle of the intersection up here.
Oh.
And he called me at like maybe 6:45, or not 6:45, 5:45, and I was like, damn, like I need to go out here because I would hope somebody would do something for me. So I had to drive up here. I didn't have a jumper cable. He didn't have one. I had to go get one, bust a U-turn, face the wrong side of traffic. We were just sitting in the middle of the street like sitting ducks, bro. It's crazy because if you think about it, a lot of people complain about stuff all day long, but you never really know what each person is going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I heard you on the phone and he was snapping at some people, man. They were just super disrespectful. They didn't recognize that his car was malfunctioning.
Thought I was just sitting there just like for no reason.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like who in their right mind would sit on the hood of their car in the middle of the street just because, you know? And no one had the decency to stop and ask. I don't know if they asked you. But
No,
when
they
I was
didn't.
There, nobody asked.
No,
if he
they
needed
just
help.
kept driving by. I was like, man.
And I wouldn't expect that here in Okinawa. I mean, it's crazy. But I guess since we have this platform more on the radio, I would like to tell all the people here, please lend a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? Don't just drive past people and...
That's what happened with Will when his car died, right? Like right up close to freaking Foster. And I was like, shit, why you ain't hit me up, man? He was like, my car died. It just stopped working. I was like, dang, nobody came to help you? He was like, no. I was like, that's a shame, dude.
So I want to get into this next topic because it's been a discussion that we've been having all week. I know you may have seen it on my social media.
Addiction, right?
So the question of the week is definitely, is addiction a choice, right? And I know you've seen a few. I'm sure you've seen a few this week. But let's just clear the air. We got 15 minutes left, and I'm sure this is going to take the rest of the show because it's a lot you could say about this. I'm going to go last. Just
addiction to what? To what?
Addiction to any substance. Any substance at all. Let me just read the post I had on Facebook, because what I was basically saying was that addiction, it stems from a choice. And my only exception was if you were exposed to whatever substance it was during conception, pregnancy, or at an early age, it was like given to you before you can make a rational decision to say no. Any other case where you had your right mind and you chose to use, whether it be cocaine, cigarettes, whatever, you made a choice to do that, which then led to becoming addicted.
I would say that, yeah, I would say that. Because even to say that someone's addicted to something is a really strong thing. Because, I mean, to say you're addicted is, like, you can't come off of it, and that's not true. I mean, they have freaking classes and help and all that stuff you can get to wean yourself off of it. At the end of the day, it's your choice to do what you want to do. I mean, I was smoking weed for a good little bit all through college, you know.
Who wasn't?
Yeah.
Like, a lot. But at the same time, it wasn't one of those, like, I couldn't stop and put it down. Like, it was like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got no 11 o'clock class. Let me go smoke this blunt real
Yeah, it's
quick.
not even like, I never even looked at it as like an addiction. I just looked at it as like, I have no reason to stop. It's not halting my progression in life. So I'm just like, it don't matter. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
So I found my post, right? And I put a disclaimer in the front. I said, warning, this post is not all inclusive. I said, if you never made the choice, you would have never become addicted to whatever substance it is. That is a fact. So I have no sympathy still. I say, yes, addiction is a disease, but let's be adults here and have some accountability. Blame yourself. If your brain was never exposed to the substance, you would not have these issues. I do not feel sorry at all, unless, and I put in all caps, you were exposed to the substance when you were too young to make a rational decision or during the process of pregnancy. And that sparked a big argument on my page because I get it. People have family members or friends that have died from addiction, and I'm not saying that I don't feel empathy towards you and your loss, but if who else is there to blame?
Like, really trace back to your whatever the situation
root cause analysis.
You to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to do an RCA. Just like what we do at work. And everybody was like, how can you speak on it when you're not dealing with it? I smoke cigarettes, and I was supposed to be quitting like 4 months ago. Mm-hmm. So who am I going to blame?
Exactly.
Me.
Exactly.
It is this decision I made to continue doing whatever the hell I wanted. Now, do I know that smoking causes cancer? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As does every other person that uses a substance that causes harm to the body. If you're an adult, let's make a logical decision, and whether or not you care is on you. So just
I think there's a lot of factors that play into persuading people to make the choice that they make to, you know, get to that state of being addicted. Because I mean, like a lot of alcoholics, you know, people that claim to be alcoholic or were alcoholic or whatever the case is, like a lot of them come from some kind of background to where, like, I don't know what, verbal abuse when they were a kid, blah 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 blah. Maybe someone in their family was that seriously, you know, addicted to alcohol. But regardless, like it's a lot of other factors that play into just, oh, like I'm this way just because I am this way. No, there's other stuff behind that.
Of course.
People just don't want to admit it, you know.
I just don't want people to use addiction as an excuse to, you know, say you have a mental disorder. I get it when you get exposed to these chemicals and, you know, your cortisol levels and all that. I forget, I was reading an article, I don't know the verbatim, but yes, it does cause a chemical imbalance in your brain, which causes you to feel like you need that to
Right.
get you by. Most times when people choose a substance, it's to fill a void. They're either stressed or, you know, they have anger issues, or they want to be with somebody that won't be with them, so they accompany themselves with a substance. You know what I mean?
You think it's too harsh to say like people who are addicted are mentally weak?
No, I would acknowledge that. Well, it depends. It depends. So
Yeah.
it's any substance. We're just talking about addiction as a whole. But to say that it's, I don't know. I want to say no, but I want to say yes at the same time, because a lot of people are sensitive.
Yeah.
For me, no. It's a definite self-control thing. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go smoke a cigarette, I go drive to the store. I get out of the car. I pull out my card. I see which cigarettes I want.
There's a lot of
lot of
verbs.
steps before
Yeah.
that where you can say, you know what, maybe I don't need it.
That's like
And
saying, like, you know,
you feel me?
that's like saying, oh, well, you know, me and her slept together. It just happened.
It just
Like,
happened.
no,
I never
It doesn't
agreed with
just
that.
happen.
It
You
did
don't
just
just-
happen.
No.
You don't just fall.
King Tut.
You don't just
Stop.
trip and fall and, you know,
Inside.
land, and land inside her freaking vagina. Like,
Yeah.
it just,
It does happen though. It's
No,
just like,
it
just
does
ha-
not
it-
happen.
how-
bro.
how
I
does-
knew you was gonna say
How-
some dumb
how-
shit.
how it's not
how
gonna
does it
not
just happen? How
Like,
does
it
it
does
just
not
happen?
happen. It happens. I mean, like, yeah,
No.
like the situation happened.
It doesn't just happen. People say it just happens as an excuse that they didn't have any control over the situation.
Well, you always have a control of.
All right, cool. If you acknowledge that, then I'll leave it
Yeah.
alone. It just happened.
Yeah, it just happens.
You
You
can get that.
you controlling the situation. I mean, like,
But to get back to the addiction portion, somebody told me that it depends on what you were exposed to as a kid, right? And
I don't think so.
I disagree with it too, but someone used that as a point of their argument on Facebook, and I'm not about to type an elaborate paragraph to respond to you. I just said when we see each other at work on Monday, we're gonna have this discussion because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be said. So what I was basically saying is I use my family as a reference. I can't speak for anybody else. My grandmother smoked cigarettes a lot. My mother obviously was raised by her, and she never once picked up a cigarette. My little brother also spent the same amount of time with my grandmother that I did and was exposed to it just as much. He never picked up a cigarette.
Yep.
It is a choice you make. It doesn't matter. That's just how I feel about it. Now, my father, on the other hand, wasn't ever exposed to cigarette smoke as a kid, and he grew up and made a choice to start smoking. It's a choice. I feel like not addiction is a choice, but you have a choice before you get to the addiction stage.
Yeah.
Facts.
I just
That's a
wanted
good
to
point.
clear that
A
up.
facts.
All the people that think I'm just so
Yeah, that's facts.
heartless and cold, that's not the case. I just like to
I was
make sure
smoking-
people are accountable for their own
Right.
decisions. That's it. If we can get past that,
Yeah, I've seen people smoke all the
That's the thing.
time. Like,
People don't know how to be accountable for their own actions anymore. Period. I mean, they always have something or someone to blame it on besides themselves. Like, once people can stop looking past that, then you won't have to worry about conversations like that. Just assume your shit. Just take it for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt.
what do you think, Queen J?
That's
'Cause
like
you didn't really say much.
What?
Have you had a discussion about addiction being a choice, or do you have anything on it at all?
I think it is a choice. I agree with y'all.
smoking weed.
Oh my
Nah, it's
gosh.
addiction. It's not addiction.
Oh, we need to do our winking.
It's all natural.
We always miss it. Do you have that winking ad?
It's on our group chat. Definitely on the group
I'm
chat.
trying to find it. It's definitely up here.
Hit that.
Oh, nice. We got a long pause. Ain't nobody got nothing to say while I try and find
Yeah.
this.
Oh, I was gonna say Queen J was gonna read it out for us.
Is she? You
Yeah,
just
her
told her?
Yeah,
Just gonna
lovely.
tell me I'm gonna read it?
Her lovely voice.
I'm not
I'm
reading
way
it.
up in the thread.
Please
Bam.
read it. Pretty please.
Yeah. Anthony would love for you to
With
read
whipped
it.
cream on top.
I don't like whipped cream.
Wing King would greatly appreciate it if you
Yes.
With
Anyway,
frosting
You don't
on
like
top.
whipped cream?
No.
That's another story.
did. Who else are our sponsors? Because we don't have any. We got
Chocolate.
Cafe New Orleans, right?
Okay, chocolate on top.
Too much.
Okay, so this radio show is brought to you by Wing King, an Okinawan favorite for years. Offers American-style cuisine for locals and foreigners alike. The family-style seating is a perfect atmosphere for individual, family, or group dining. We have bilingual staff who speak both English and Japanese. We offer over 10 different sauces that is sure to satisfy almost any taste bud. Our delicious sandwiches offer an assortment of topics, making it easily customizable to fit your palate. Looking for a quick takeout, hosting a party, and need catering? Call in your order at 098-936-8986. The number is 098-936-8986.
8986.
We now offer online ordering and delivery at www.ukatsu.jp or call 098-943-1605 after 5 p.m. within a 7-kilometer radius on Camp Foster. Come and check them out.
Thank you.
Shout out to Wing King.
Good wings. Good wings.
They be coming through, paying for the show.
So, did you want to talk about anything, Ty?
Look
Yo,
at that
actually,
lady.
I had a question. So, like, when y'all listen to music, like albums, how do y'all go through? Y'all just go front to back, or you just pick?
Man,
It depends on the artist for me. Like if I'm dedicated to that artist, I'm like I don't know why. I'll listen from beginning to end.
I don't know, I
Leash
never-
Keys definitely.
Yeah.
John Legend definitely. Someone like I don't know Lil Wayne and it's gonna be like I like it, I don't like it, skip it, shuffle, whatever.
I can't skip.
Okay.
I can't be like dedicated to one artist though. I don't know.
What you
But
mean?
people say-
No, he's just saying when you digest the album, how do you listen to it initially?
No, I listen to the first song. If the first song is whack, and then I probably scan through and see if I can find a love song. And if that love song is horrible, I won't listen to the rest of the album.
Jesus Christ. Anybody,
Damn.
anybody who appreciates music like myself, I'll give you my version.
That's
of
what
it,
I'm saying.
alright?
That's why you,
So
you got to
first
have
off-
really quality R&B music in your album. If you
He
don't,
didn't even specify a genre.
I-
He
well,
said-
I
he
said,
said,
You
I'll
stuck
say-
with R&B like
No, I'm saying
Yeah, we
inside,
get it.
I mean, inside the album. If you don't have that, then
So if it ain't R&B, you don't like it.
no, I didn't say it wasn't. You got to have some type of R&B, like a love song, a really good love song inside your album.
You're not gonna get a love song from Dave East, my
about
man.
to say most
or
like
Wiz. You feel
you
what
got
I'm saying?
hardcore
Like,
rappers that you ain't getting nothing from that from like
yeah, some
hardcore
of them.
rappers.
Alright.
That's
So,
why I don't listen to them like
to,
that.
to answer your question,
Damn.
when I listen to an album, I have to either be in my Bose headphones or in a car. I won't listen to it anywhere else. I won't play it through my phone speakers. I just feel like it's disrespecting the music. So that's that. I gotta be in either one or two places. And then I like to play it in order, track by track. So first, I'll play like a first 30-second snippet of each song just to kind of get a feel for what it's about. I'll read the bio of whatever
I
it
do
is on
that too.
Apple. Yeah,
I
just
don't
to
know
get
why
a
I do
little
that.
bit of context. And then if I can find an interview on the artist talking about the album, I'll watch that interview first. And then,
Dang, you really go deep.
yeah, and then I listen to the album because you get to hear the stuff that you would usually miss. So I cheat a little bit, but I appreciate music, so I like to take my time with it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that, but I value
That's good, though,
music.
that you
I,
do.
Yeah,
value-
that is
I like
good.
to know the artist first before I judge their music. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Yeah,
inspiration.
for new artists I do that.
Yeah.
I would say for new
I'm
artists.
doing probably.
No, if it's somebody that I know just makes hits, I'm just playing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
no skips. I gotta give it a chance. Wayne never gets
J.
skipped
Cole.
by me. J. Cole
J. Cole's
never
not-
gets skipped.
never getting skipped.
Yeah.
Drake never gets skipped. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I have to give him.
Drake got some good R&B music, man. I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. His last one was good. His last one was
Yeah.
good. The last few have been good from him, actually.
Baby making music, I like it.
R&B is my favorite genre. I will say that, but there are
I'm
times
a
where,
neo soul type of person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
we don't have
Erykah
too much
Badu.
good R&B nowadays. I'm disappointed.
Now, since you asked that question, I'm flipping it back to you. How do you digest the album?
It definitely depends on who it is. But I
If
look
it-
at
if
I look
it's-
at the
if it's a new
title,
artist.
the title of the song. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you read.
it's 7:52 already.
Yeah. Do you read all the track lists and do you try and figure out what the song is about based on the title and then listen to it? Or do you-
Semi. I kind of depends on my mood too. Whatever I feel like listening to.
Mhm.
So if it's called like, shit, I don't know, Scale and a Razor. Shout out to Dave East. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. If I'm
Mhm.
in that type of mood, I'm gonna listen to it. You know what I mean?
That's an eye catcher right there. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. What
So
about
things
you,
that catch
Jay?
my attention.
How do you listen to an album when you first hear like a new artist, or do you even listen to whole albums?
Yeah, I do, but I listen to it in order. And if I don't like the song, I skip it.
How much time do you give it before you skip?
Like halfway through the song, and then I skip it.
So you give it
About
a
30.
hook, a verse,
Yeah.
a hook.
Probably 45. I'm
Some-
thinking for like
some
45
songs, like,
seconds.
throw
yeah.
you off though, cause like what was that? Kanye's freaking what was that
I
one
thought-
trash?
I thought about killing you.
Boop,
Oh,
whatever.
nah, that was a troll song.
That
You
was-
can't really use that. He didn't say anything for the first
Still
minute and
threw-
30.
Yeah, like it threw me off. I was like,
I think you're talking about Lift Yourself.
was that
Yeah.
it? I think that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't really base the time, I guess. You gotta at least give it a hook and a verse, right? Hook, verse, bridge.
Something like that.
Can we agree on that?
I mean, I'm gonna listen to the whole, unless it's like so trash. You know what I mean? I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, and then I'll just never listen to it again. That's all. You know what I mean?
So you'll give it one
Like,
thorough listen.
I give it to you this one time and then that's it.
Yeah.
Word.
Unless it's
Y'all
like
better than
crazy
me.
trash.
I'm telling you. Y'all way better than me. Man. Whew.
How can you be like that though?
Cause I'm like that.
Well, how much time do you give them?
Man, 30 seconds at the most.
Most intros are with no words are 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It's like
that
a
means
beat.
it gotta catch my attention right away.
I gave you 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, 30 seconds is good though. Always.
Yeah.
I
I
gotta
don't
give it a
know.
little more than 30 seconds.
Yo,
Yeah.
why are you so close-minded? How are you ever gonna like get that sound you really want if you don't get past the first 30 seconds? You know how songs transform within it. You know,
Start doing that.
Yeah,
Just
'cause it
listen to
goes-
30 seconds and be like,
you're never gonna get
do I
a
like
serious.
it?
And then like if that beat drops within 30 seconds, then all right, I'm cool. I'm cool with
So it depends on the producer for you.
Yeah, man, cause like sometimes it's just like
How does the producer mean more to you than the story or the lyrics behind it? And the lyrics is
Because-
the whole meat and
No,
potatoes.
no, I like the lyrics.
You know
You
what?
know, if it has no good lyrics at the
lyrics-
beginning.
The lyrics are the, I would say the lyrics are
Oh,
the
the
meat.
most
I don't
important, yeah.
say the meat and potatoes.
We might have to carry this conversation on next
Yeah,
week.
we might have.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you, bro. I didn't even know you listen like that. How are you gonna be a host for an album or a mixtape or whatever? But you
'cause
don't
look,
give people more than 30 seconds.
I
bro.
do give them more than 30. Well, I give them 30 seconds.
So
like,
now
but
you
they-
changing what you
no,
said?
No, I'm not changing what I'm saying.
Am I wrong?
I gotta break.
I mean,
Hey, look, hey, look,
He
you,
said
hold
you
on,
got
hold
30
on.
seconds to drop it.
Hold on,
No,
you gotta
okay,
see
stop.
how I am in the studio with the
Pause.
first.
you got 30
Pause,
seconds
pause,
to
pause,
explain
pause,
yourself.
All right,
30 seconds.
time
No,
starts
Actually, no, we got
now.
Now.
No, we got the intro. We got the intro.